I would like to ask you something. Are all millennials unproductive and just stay on their phones all day? Are all traditionalists or older generation, are they just stuck in their ways and unwilling to change? We'd like to talk to you about that today. Hi, my name is Phyllis Grant.
And my name is Teresa Davis. Our PowerPoint presentation today is on generational stereotypes and conflicts.
Our agenda will be as follows. We'll have an introduction. We'll talk about 5 generations together in the workforce, followed by an interview, intergenerational conflict and what that is, generational differences, learning from each other. We'll talk about conflicts, solutions, and we'll conclude our presentation.
Introduction. The purpose of this study was to create a more acceptable point of view of the working environment between the older and the younger generations. The idea of this project was developed from a reading assignment in Amy Newman's Business Communication and Character. This study investigates the faulty stereotypes that exist among the generations in today's society, where we have 5 generations working together.
And those 5 generations are the traditionalists, which was born between 1925 and 1945. We have our baby boomers born between 1946 and 1964. We have our Generation X born between 1965 and 1980. That's my generation. We have the millennials born between 1981 and 1996. And then our youngest generation in the workforce is Generation Z, and they were born between 1997 and 2010.
During our research, we conducted an interview, and the interview was with Ms. Marion Clifton of Hampton, Virginia. She's a professor at Virginia Peninsula Community College.
Hello, how are you? All right, good. My name is Teresa, and I am doing my interview in reference to the business world about the multi-generation and the conflicts that we face today. So can you tell us a little bit about your background with what you do in reference to the multi-generations that in the workplace?
Okay, well, first of all, let me thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to be asked to partner with you during this interview session. Currently, I am the Presidential Fellow for Virginia Peninsula Community College in Hampton, Virginia. And I'm also an Assistant Professor of Human Services at Virginia Peninsula Community College. Additionally, I have worked as a manager of the Department of Defense program nationally. So I've had the opportunity to supervise and to coach many employees, staff, and personnel across the generational span.
Okay, within that, could you please tell me some of the conflicts that you have seen with the different generations as far as in the workplace? How did they get along? And if there were any type of conflicts, how were they resolved?
Okay. Well, now in contemporary society, this is this is heralded as one of the first times that we have had 3, 4, and maybe even 5 generations to work at the same time, because many of our older or our elderly, what people would refer to as elderly, are still working. So you have the generation that is retired and they have decided to return back into the workplace. And because of their vast experience, skills, and knowledge, most often they are put in leadership categories, whether it's a consultant or manager. And then you have those that are semi-retired. So not quite retired yet. They may be between 50 and 60 or 55 and 65. And then you have those that are, I would call them the latter professionals, those that are not quite ready to retire yet, and those who have retired. So I'm moving a little, I think I went a step ahead. And then of course you have those that are between 40 and 50. And many of those employees have already moved into managerial positions if they want to. And then you have the 30, the 20 to 30-year-olds, or the 30 to 40-year-olds, and then the 20 to 30-year-olds, and then you have some younger teenagers. So we have in today's contemporary workplace a multi-dimensional range of ages that are working.
Now we have a chart of the projected workforce in the U.S. labor force for 2025. And as you can see, the millennials lead the pack in working in our workforce for the next year. They will be our top leading workers with 9.1%.
Intergenerational conflict. What is that? It refers to tension or disagreement between employees of different age groups, often stemming from dissimilar values, work habits, and attitudes towards technology. The various generations and their work ethics have caused a conflict that we see not just in one employment category, but also across the labor market.
Generational differences. Despite the apparent generation-related differences, all employees share the common goal of performing well, generating business results, and building strong working relationships, which can result in a range of perspectives.
Learning from each other. Each generation can learn from the other. The older can teach the younger, and the younger can teach the older. Some of the things that the older generation can teach the younger is experience, having years of experience. Career building. They've built years, they're building their careers, they're building relationships, and they also have more experience in conflict resolution. So they are able to resolve problems in a way that they can teach the younger. The younger can teach the older, of course. They are experts in technology. They can teach the importance of diversity and inclusiveness. The younger employees are the most diverse in history. And then a collaborative mindset. And that's what the younger generation brings to the table.
Conflicts in the workplace. Communication is a barrier. Misunderstandings are mostly due to communication styles. Closed perspectives, a lack of openness for one's point of view. Then we have distrust and disrespect. We say you got to give respect in order to earn respect. Resistance to change. Our older employees seem to often resist the new methods, such as technology. Authority issues. We know that that's across the spectrum because we have people in all generations that disrespect the authority of those that they work for. And mostly now, the youth and their generation, they seem to struggle with the traditional hierarchies. Loyalty. Loyalty is our generations that have been there for 15 to 30 years.
Solutions to workplace conflicts. Now, this is not an exhaustive list, but of course, these are some things that can be done to help resolve some of the conflicts. First, we got avoid stereotyping. Recognize and challenge assumptions based on age, focusing instead on individual skills and contributions. Some are unaware of the biases that they possess. And so one of the things that can be done, an example is having workshops that would highlight differences among the generations to uncover any biases. And then once these biases are uncovered, this would be a catalyst for eliminating them. Creating diverse teams. Diversity in teams create different perspectives, different experiences, and different innovations. With this variation, it can lead to strong team dynamics, balanced decision-making, and even more productive brainstorming sessions. Respect the individual. Each employee, regardless of age, brings unique skills and experiences. So rather than focusing solely on age, one should seek to look for strengths and qualities that both older and younger co-workers have to offer. Cross-generational mentoring training. As I stated earlier, the older can teach the younger can teach the older. So both older and younger employees benefit from mentoring programs that share knowledge across generations. Communication is key. Effective communication is critical to reducing misunderstandings and fostering a collaborative environment. Learn multiple ways to communicate, realizing that everyone absorbs information differently. Communication can occur verbally, visually, or written. And then career development. Provide opportunities for career growth and development for employees of all ages, ensuring that both younger and older employees remain engaged and motivated.
Conclusion. Generational conflict in the workplace is rooted in differences in values, communication styles, and approaches to technology. However, these conflicts can be mitigated by fostering understanding and collaboration between the generations. I hope we said something to clear up your misunderstanding with the younger generation and the older generation.
These are our sources, and we hope you enjoyed our presentation.
Thank you.